Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Coach Harry Show. Kendall, Grayson, Coach Harry, and Josh Labelle is our guest tonight. And glad to be back here again at Little Italy. Thanks, everyone, for coming on this Monday night. Coach, we've got a lot of hockey to talk about. 3 games. Last time we had the show, it was right before a home game, the night before a game, which is very unusual. But with that Wednesday game last week, got a lot of hockey to talk about. But overall, 3 games. You get the 2 wins against Blue Ridge. We'll get in the games individually, as we always do. But what were your thoughts overall kind of on the week?
Well, we're at that point in the season. We've talked about it all week, all year. We got to start clawing our way to where we want to get to. And you get 2 out of 3. It was really nice that we got those 2. I think that we gave away a little bit in the last one there, where I think we probably played well enough to, again, like the weekend before, to get some points, and we didn't get any points. So we've something like that. We got to kind of stop that bleeding a little bit. But overall, I liked it. I thought we played, for the most part, had a pretty good week. And as I said, we have to improve on some things to get to where we want to get to. But as I said, we're playing better on a consistent basis. We just have to know how to put things away. And as I said, a pretty good week for us.
Josh, it's your first year here with the team. What are your thoughts so far? Just not only playing here with this group, but also the fan support that we've gotten, and your time in Winston-Salem so far.
Well, I've enjoyed every moment of it so far. I mean, aside from the losses, but I mean, 5th year in the league. I've played here several times, especially when I was in Columbus. So I've enjoyed it so far. It's nice being on this side of things, that's for sure, and ready to keep the ball rolling here.
Coach, you mentioned the Blue Ridge games, and that's an opponent that we hadn't seen in a long time, and all of a sudden we got a ton of games against them. It probably goes back to more so what we're doing from your vantage point,
Yeah.
But, do you like the matchup overall and what Blue Ridge presents and what you've been able to do?
Yeah, I mean, they play hard. They work very hard, and they got a pretty good team. I like some of the things they do, but it's where you've got to do as a group here. And I tried to tell the guys after the first 2 games that the hardest game is the 3rd game, and we're fighting with a team right now that won 2 against Danbury, and that 3rd game they lost. So that 3rd game is it's to win 3 in a row. You ask teams like in baseball, to win 2 out of 3 is nice, but that 3rd one's the hard one. So I believe that we let it slip a little bit there in that 3rd game, and we didn't get the points. So we got to continue to grow and take advantage of our opportunities. And right now, as I said, the first 2 games I thought we took care of it. The 3rd game we kind of let it slip a little bit. So, but overall, pretty good weekend.
And we'll get into the games coming up. We've got 3 different segments here this week because of the 3 different shows. So we'll talk about the big New Year's Eve game and the win on Wednesday on the other side of the break. Thanks.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com. Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensafrealty.com today.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coach Harry Show. Thank you very much. So, Coach, we'll get into what was a busy week here, and we'll start with the New Year's Eve game on Wednesday. For me so far, and I've not been around too long, but that might have been the most memorable game, I think, just because of a lot of factors. You had a lot of goal scoring. The place was packed. I think it was maybe the highest attended game that we had this season. Just really exciting. So, we'll break it down. There was 10 goals between the two teams, 11 penalties between the two teams. But give us your thoughts there on what turned out to be a really nice night on Wednesday.
Well, first of all, Happy New Year to everybody. It was New Year's Day night Eve, and no, I mean that first period we came out we came out hot and really set the tempo and did a lot of good things. Our first periods lately have been way better, and we're getting to a point where early on in the season that first period there was I'm not sure what the word is. A little sad, I guess, maybe at the start. So, but we came out smoking there, and we got some opportunities, and we took advantage of it. When you're up 5-1 at the end of one period, good things are happening, and obviously, I think we took advantage of. Maybe they weren't quite prepared. I'm not sure, but I believe it was us who. We came out hot there and did a great job. So at the end of the first period, I'm going in thinking, okay, games are never over, but it's. I felt good about it. As I said, I felt the atmosphere on the bench there after the first period, and as I said, hopefully we could continue.
And so we'll get into the scoring. It was Gus that made it 1-0. Nate makes it 2-0. Corey Cunningham scores in his debut with the team, and I thought that was a huge goal. You go up 3-0. If you could, just speak about him and what he's been able to do for you so far.
Well, he's a skilled guy, and he played with Josh, and Josh probably could talk a little bit about him also. But he's got some skill. He's a little like I think there's a guy here tonight, Peter Panacek. He's a little Peter Panacek 2.0, and maybe a little quicker than Peter, but I don't see him here, so I can't say that too loud. So, but he's really skilled, and he's going to help us down the road, put the puck in the net, and when he finds his way here, I know he's been sick for a couple of days, but as I said, a great way to start off, and I think he'll really help us.
Yeah, I mean, we played together in Danbury. It was his first year in the league. It was my third year. He's a skilled guy. He's a good kid. He's young, so, I mean, there's a lot of growing space. But, I mean, he's lost 40 pounds since we played together, so he's quite a bit different player than back then. I mean, he's still a skilled guy, but just his physical stature is definitely a lot different now than when we played together.
And Troy Harwell's a guy that you know and have played together as well.
Yeah, so Troy and I, all 3 years in Danbury, he was there. I don't know. Really good buddies. We hang out away from the rink almost every single day. I mean, now we live together, so we literally have to hang out every day. Yeah, whether he likes it or not there. No. So, I mean, but no, me, Troy, and Connie, though, the three of us in Danbury, we were really close. We were getting together every night, going out for dinner, going out for lunches, working out together, stuff like that. So now just being down here, it's pretty funny that the three of us are back together and we all live together right now. So you can only imagine what's going on at that house when we're not at the rink.
You know what? Corey was in my office, that when he first came in here, and I almost had to. I said, you just got to relax a little bit. He was so excited about coming, and it's great to see the enthusiasm that he had about wanting to come to Carolina. And as I said, I think he played well last year in Monroe. The things just didn't work out there this year. I think and for some, and a lot of times change is good for some people. And as I said. But his enthusiasm, I'm sitting there thinking, boy, oh boy, like I'm getting excited about him because he's excited about it. So he's going to be a big part for us, and hopefully he continues the way he's playing.
And I mentioned Troy. He got 2 assists there on the first 2 goals of the game. And Josh told us a little bit about him. But Coach, what have you seen from Troy Harwell so far?
Well, he's one of those guys. We're trying to simplify his game. He can play. He makes some great plays. He can skate. He does a lot of good things. He just him and I don't want to say butt heads. Sometimes he wants to make that super pass all the time. But when he makes the game simple and he can move the puck, he does a lot of good things for us. And when he simplifies his game, he can be a force for us. And I just think that the longer he stays here and the more and more he works on it, he'll be a big factor for us.
So it's 3-0 after Corey scores. They do get a power play goal, but like you mentioned, it's 5-1 after one. Jan Slok scores. Whitey gets his first one of the night, which would end up being his first of 3. But, you mentioned felt pretty good there after the first period. And, I don't think at that point you probably thought you needed any more offense. It was good to see a little bit of it as the game progressed. But you go to the second period, Blue Ridge gets both goals. And, it's a 5-3 game, at that point. But, I didn't sense any issues with, oh, my gosh, this might not be our night. Like, it just seemed like you were, even though you gave up the couple in the second, you felt in control, I think, for the whole game.
Well, I think we were kind of in control. There was we had a timeout in the second period there, and the coach had a couple words to talk about. We can't say them here right now on the air, but we can't take our foot off the gas, and it's like a street fight. You get a guy down, you can't let people up, or you can't let the team back in the game, and we took our foot off the gas. And as I said, a lot of times, you play a first period like that, and you're flying so high, you think you can duplicate it. And we talk about regrouping and resetting all the time, and not just period by period, but shift by shift. And as I said, I just think after that first period, we hadn't been up like that all season, so it was a new adventure for us as a group here. So we just didn't come out the way we wanted to, and they took advantage of it and made it 5-3. But what I like the most is it's how you keep. We talk about responding, about how we did, and I thought the third period we took back over and finished the task. But hopefully we don't have those second periods after we get up like that again. So that's hopefully it was a learning lesson.
Definitely.
So you got a couple of power play goals this week, but the first one there was from Whitey in the third period. So that gets you back up by 3. Whitey gets the empty netter there at the end to sort of put the game away. And Boris, another good performance. He was busy this week, obviously. We'll talk about that later as he played all 3 games. But I thought, again, just a really good performance, like you said, able to get back to your game in the third period, and you win it. Final score's 7-3 there.
Yeah, if you want to win 3, you got to win the first one.
Yeah.
And I thought, as I said, I really liked the third period, the way we responded after the second. And that's what good teams do. You're not going to play every period great. You know what I mean? And so you got to take the good with the bad. Sometimes the coach can get a little animated when the bad's on, but he's also pretty happy and animated when the good things are happening. I was pretty happy at the end of the first, but the way we finished it off, that's what good teams have to do, and finish those games the way we did. And as I said, hopefully we've learned something, and we'll move on.
All right, so, that works for me. Anything else about that first game, Josh, maybe from your perspective that you sort of saw going into the week? I know you didn't play Friday, but you got the Wednesday game in, and then Saturday.
I mean, one thing you learn playing in this league for a long time, and it's been 5 years now, I guess, for me, but there's a lot of peaks and valleys in a hockey game. Like, sometimes you're going to have a great shift, sometimes you're not going to have such a great shift. It just depends on staying even keel. Yeah. So you can't be too high when you're doing great, and you can't be too low when you make a bad play. It's how you bounce back the next shift. So, I mean, let's be honest, we all know in this room, we did not play well in the second period. But hockey's more than 20 minutes. So we played well enough in the first period that we were fortunately able to play horribly, quite frankly, in the second period. So it just depended on us how we were going to come out in the third and how we were going to react. And, I mean, I think we did a good job by closing them out with 2 more goals by Whitey and taking the 3 points that night.
Yep. All right, so that's the first game of the week there on Wednesday. We'll take a break. We'll come back and talk about Friday's win. Final score Friday was 4-2. Thanks. We'll be right back.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Quinn Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwyn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwyn Services. One call does it all.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coach Harry's Show. Thanks for joining us. All right, Coach, so before we get into the Friday game, I mentioned, Josh, that you didn't play, and I know that I'd never like to get into injuries and personal things, but, if you're comfortable saying, why you didn't play there, and you got back in on Saturday but missed Friday night's game.
Yeah, I straight up, I didn't put myself in a good position Friday night. One of the plays, I was looking back for a puck, and they got some big defensemen, and he stepped in, clean hit. At the time, I wasn't happy about it, but, to my wrong, I was wrong. It was a clean hit. So it messed up my shoulder a bit, but we got doctors at the rink and stuff, so we just precautionary Friday night. We didn't get to talk to them Thursday. By the time we did get to talk to them Friday, it was about 20 minutes before puck drop, so just smarter at that point after talking to them, just take the night off, and then played Saturday, obviously, because I felt better. So
yeah, it was good to see you back Saturday for sure. All right, Coach, we'll get into the Friday game, which ended up being a 4-2 win. Again, you talk about how the first period starts have been better recently, and we see it again with Boots scoring a big goal there. And kind of the same way that, 40 scored his on Wednesday, just kind of a little bit of a mini break, and he, shoots for a rebound, gets a rebound, and it goes. You do give up one about 4 minutes after that, but it's 1-1 after the first period, and looks like another decent start for your group on Friday.
Yeah, well, Boots has got a new nickname. He's calling himself Showtime lately, and
that's what I've heard.
We won't get into that, but that's I'll say it tonight one time. But he's got a lot of speed, and he made a great play. He shot the puck and used his speed, and then he made a great play on the he deked the goalie there. So I'll give Showtime one credit here that it was a nice goal, and as we've always talked about Boots, he'll tell you exactly how he scored it. So. But no, it was a great way to start it off. And guys like Boots, he knows his role, and he brings a lot of energy for us. And as I said, I thought he did a great job on that one.
And shots were 12-9 there in the first period as well. So you go into the second period, and it's you get an even strength goal, and then 40 gets the one to go 2-1, and then Yuri gets the one to go 3-1 there in the second period. And so I would imagine that it's different on the scoreboard. From Wednesday night, obviously, but that had to have been a much better looking second period than the second period that you spoke about on Wednesday.
We knew it was going to be a battle. To think that we were going to come out and score 5 again on the Friday night. If we did, it would have been a credit to the guys. And as I said, but I like the game. It's a dogfight. We talk about it all the time. How this league is if you're not prepared to win, I just talked to a coach today that played last weekend against Binghamton, and they were on a roll, and they beat them the first night. So you gotta come and play hard every night. And as I said, I wasn't surprised the way the game went. I just liked the way we responded, the way we played. We battled hard. As I said, we took advantage of when our opportunities, and as I said, I thought we played very well defensively. When we didn't have the puck, and they had some opportunities, but for the most part, I just thought we were in control. Even though it was tight, you always felt good about the game.
Yeah. I did want to mention, they get the early power play goal there in the third and the 5-on-3. There's 18 penalties called in total, and there were several in a row against the Thunderbirds and several in a row against the Bobcats. What sort of effect did that have, you think, on that hockey game?
Well, it kind of took us instead of being in control of the game, it kind of put us on our heels a little bit. And but no, I thought we did a good job there. As I said, we can't. You get that many penalties against you at one time there, but we weathered the storm, and they didn't take advantage. They could have taken advantage of it, and as I said, they didn't. So I give our guys a lot of credit that in games like that, that's what you have to do. We buckled down, and I thought Boris did a great job stopping the puck for us and giving us an opportunity to win, and that's what he did.
Yeah. And I think to your point, that's a much different game if they come out and score 2-3 power play goals. You limit them to one, which you hate to give up, but it's a 5-on-3, and you're able to manage the game and empty netter there by 40 at the end. So overall, what you think about that one? Obviously, we talked about the one that was earlier in the week, the win on Wednesday. Shots were pretty even, 39 for them, 37 for the Thunderbirds. But you're able to get the win and move on through the weekend, winning the first two there of the week.
Yeah, well, as I said, it looked like we had to hang on a little bit at the end, but I just think it was, again, when you get that many penalties, you're on your heels a little bit, and you finish one off, and then you get another one, or there's two guys in the box. So and then some guys have to play a lot, and so as I said, I give the guy a lot of credit. I thought we did a great job, and the shots might have been that third period. It might have looked like they all played us a little bit, but I thought we did a great job, and we finished it off.
Josh, obviously you didn't want to be out of the lineup, but when you're not in the lineup like that and something happens during a game that you're not playing, where do you kind of watch from? Do you watch it all? Do you sort of pay attention? Do you watch every single shift? Like, what are you looking for just being out of the lineup like that?
So I missed most of the first period because I was talking to the doctor still.
Okay.
And then second period, I sat up top, like towards center ice. I prefer standing higher up when I go to hockey games because I feel like you see more of the action. Obviously, you want to be like as close to the rink as possible, usually, like from a spectator's perspective. But as a player, I feel like when you sit a little bit further back, you see more of the game, and maybe it definitely looks a little slower the further back you get, but you see more of the opportunities that like you could be created when you get the chance to go back in. So I stood at the glass for a bit, but I've always been the kind of guy where if I go to a sporting event, I like sitting a little bit further back. So I stood like up by almost by you, actually, just below you at the press box there, watching from up there. And then the third period, I again stood by the glass just in case anyone needed anything because of, we'll call it the shenanigans that went on at the end of the second there with Schnappy and like Boots or not Boots, sorry, Fordo and that. So I was just around in case anyone needed anything.
And I agree with him. I've had an opportunity to sit, you go to an NHL game and you kind of sit kind of low. And a friend gave me tickets one time and he said, well, how'd you like the seats? And I kind of had to lie to him because he got me seats pretty low down, and I'm like, I'd rather be up high. You know what I mean? And that's what scouts and everybody, they always sit up high because you can see the game. You can tell the speed. As I said, it's a little slower, but as I said, you can tell, especially if you're watching the game the way we probably watch the game, not just from a fan standpoint, but from a tactical standpoint. It's a lot easier to sit up there. So that's where I like to sit.
And I will say, my view that I have at the fairgrounds, like that's a perfect mix for me, and just kind of, it's not too high, it's not too low. You start getting real high, like some of the venues, like, we were in Columbus a few weeks ago. I can't recognize faces anymore, but I can actually recognize faces going up and down the ice. I don't always need to see the number, but I'm always amazed, like the higher you go, like how much more you can see stuff starting to happen before it actually happens. And I couldn't agree more.
I think Mississippi. I think Brendan used to bring binoculars because you're so high up there. So I just think he had bad eyesight. That's what I told him. I said, the binoculars aren't going to help you. But yeah, when we go there, that's a long walk up there on that one. There's no elevator for that one.
That's what I hear. Columbus was pretty long too.
Yeah, Columbus is low compared to that one.
Compared to that one,
that's
that one. Mississippi, like you go in a different time zone. I think when you get to the top there, it is a lot of stairs when you get to the top.
I've done a game in that building, but it was probably 10 years ago. I did a club game with Alabama and Tulane. And I don't remember it well enough to know all that, but we don't go this year. But I guess next year we'll find that out. All right, Coach. So we'll get to the third game, but I wanted to mention it, and Josh, you brought it up there. Schnapp gets a 1-game suspension with what happened there on Friday night. Anything to say about that? And obviously, you hate to have him out of the lineup, and he missed the Saturday game.
Well, people asked me about that after, and I had no issue with it. And did he deserve what he got on the suspension? No kidding. But when things like that happen, we need to stand up for ourselves. And I had a long chat with the head of the referees there on Saturday, and he agreed with me on some things. And as I said, it was just one of those situations that it shouldn't have escalated to that point. And again, 4 guys missed an opportunity to suffocate the situation, and they didn't do it. And obviously, it has escalated. So I have no issue with what Schnappe did there. As I said, you hate to have him out of the lineup, but you got to stand up for yourselves. And over the course of the year, sometimes those things happen, and you got to move on with it. But I like the way he responded. Some guy did what they did to 40 in the corner, and then the guy runs into Boris there and does that. So I know what that team's like. So that's what they're trying to do. But I like the way Schnappe got in there. I don't know if he needed to go quite the extent that he did, but sometimes you got to go over the limit a little bit to tell everybody that if you wanna create havoc, we'll create havoc with you. So I have no issue with that.
All right, well, that's the second game of the week there. First game of the weekend. Final score was 4-2. We'll step aside, take a break. We'll come back and talk about the final game, which was, of course, the teddy bear toss game on Saturday. Thanks. We'll be right back.
Being your best is hard. You got to take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
I want to stop losing sleep over this. I want to know that surgery is the right decision. I want to protect what I've built. I want a plan designed just for me. I want to know that I'm in excellent hands. I want the latest and greatest. I want to continue to grow, no matter what life throws my way.
For the best surgical care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Coach Harry Show for our next segment as we'll talk about the teddy bear toss game on Saturday. Coach, it's you get down 1-0 there in the first period, but then I thought, maybe one of the coolest stories of the season is Josh Keplinger, a player that comes out of retirement, has to sort of fill in and play. He's the one that gets the teddy bear toss goal there in the first period.
I had an old friend who knows Copes really well, and I got a text. I walked in my office, and all of a sudden my phone was beeping, and he texted me and he says, hell yeah, he had to get the teddy bear goal.
Exactly.
And so we were joking about it a little bit, but he people who know him, and he's been here for a long time, and when he gets that puck, actually I thought he might have had a chance for about 2 more also, but when he gets the puck, he knows what he's doing, and for a guy that's been on the couch for a little bit of time there, I thought he came in and did a good job for us, and as I said, he's a good guy in the locker room too, so it was good to have him hanging around, and as I said, he got the ball rolling for us.
And Mike Kosis gets an assist on that goal. It's his first point in the league, first point with the Thunderbirds. I know that's a player that we added after the Coach's Show, the Coach Harry Show last week. So if you could tell fans about him, talk about him for a little bit.
Yeah, he played in the Southern Pro League, and he's played around a little bit. He hasn't played for a while, and I think it's going to take some. I talked to him today, and he's starting to feel his a little bit better about playing, and he's in good shape, and he can skate and shoot. He's got a great shot, and as I said, I think he's going to help us down the road here. He's just got to get some minutes in as of playing 5-on-5 and different situations. And as I said, he's just a little rusty playing. And I think once he gets the rust off, I think he's going to be a great player for us.
And before we move on, I do want to thank fans for participating in the teddy bear toss. And
we had a lot of teddy bears. That was one of the best nights. I'm not sure how many they got. Actually, I think being on the ice, they had to dry them. I walked out just outside the dressing room today, and I was like, there's barriers, and all there is teddy bears with fans blowing on them, trying to get them dry, I guess. So, but no, there was a lot of teddy bears. As I said, for the crowd we had. When you see that many teddy bears, it's a hats off to the people who brought them, and it's going to go for a great cause. And have you been around? You've seen a lot of teddy bear. And as I said, there was quite a few there that night.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely a ton at the beginning. Well, to go backtrack even a little bit, like Josh, scoring it, he wasn't even wearing his own skates. So his skates, which I don't think any of you guys know this, his skates broke in warm-ups. like the blade broke in it, and he doesn't have extra steel because they're brand new skates. So then he put on Schnapp skates, didn't fit. Put on Mullen skates, kind of fit. Took them off, and then Cunningham had Mania run to the car, grab his skates, bring them in. We put them on. These feel great. These feel great. Realized they didn't have steel in them, so he couldn't wear those. Then he went back and put on Mullen's skates, and then was wearing his skates when he scored the goal. So, I mean, after warm-ups there was like 10 different people just running around the room trying to get him skates so he could be able to play, and then he scored. So, I mean, that was pretty funny on its own. But, yeah, I mean, back to the teddy bears. At the beginning, I thought there was only like 5 or 10 being thrown over the glass, and I was like, "Ooh, this is like kind of awkward, to be honest." And then I stepped on the ice and just got pelted like in the Ozum. I think fans were aiming for me. I mean, I was headbutting a couple. I went on Facebook. Someone took a video of me picking up a pink one and like this massive like pink teddy bear, and I was standing there and it was sticking to the ice. So I picked it up with my stick and I was like playing with it. I think I kissed it before I put it in the back of the truck. I don't even know what was going on, but I got caught. Like someone was recording me the whole time. Awkward video. My mom sent me it. She's like, "What are you doing? Like, that is not very sanitary." Like, yeah, kind of crazy. But I mean, it's thanks to you guys for making that happen. Obviously, like we're on the ice, but we don't have teddy bears like stashed on the bench to throw there. So I got a nice giraffe afterwards. It was a good, nice one. I mean, the fans here really do it nice. So
yeah, I've been. I was telling somebody, they said, "But you've been in different games," and I played one night, and it was like a 0-0 game going into the third period, and we lost 1-0, and so it was a tough night. But all the teddy bears came over. But it's a great thing. I think everybody enjoys that night, and as I said, you know, what we're doing it for the firemen and the kids, and after, you know, picking them up, sometimes you're like, "Oh God, I've got to pick them up," but what the cause is for, it's wonderful.
Yeah. So nice moment there for sure, Coach. So,
but I thought Copes, to be honest with you, I just thought he was a bad. I said, "You're a little rusty on your skating," and well, I got different skates. I said, "Don't blame the skates." So I had to give him a hard time there. Like he was, it's the skates, Coach. It's not the skates, Copes. Trust me. It's and I won't get into it. It was a couple other things that him and I chatted about.
All right, so yeah, so he scores there, which again, it's just a great moment for him. Very nice. It's a 1-1 game there after one at that point, and then you trade power play goals there in the second period. And I mentioned the specialty teams and the penalty sort of being a story the night before, and you get a couple of power play goals. Gus gets the one there in the second period, and you score the one back on Wednesday. They get one as well, and so just again, the teddy bear toss thing that kind of throws things off. You have to pause, get everything collected, as you say. But getting back to the hockey game, how were you feeling there after the second period, a tie game?
Well, it's exactly the way I kind of thought it was going to go. We talked about earlier in the segment here about that third game's the hardest, and when a team comes in, I told the guys, you lose 2 in a row to the same team, and we have a history here. That third game, and they're playing loosey-goosey because they got nothing to lose, so I knew it was going to be one of those types of games, and at the end of the second period, that's the way it was. So we just had to keep our composure and come out, and all we needed was one shot, and be patient with it. So as I said, for the most part, it was one of those types of games where we made a mistake at the end. But everybody makes mistakes, and it was just one of those situations where it probably wasn't at the right moment, and it wasn't just one mistake. It was 1, 2, 3 mistakes, and they scored that goal late in the third there. And as I said, unfortunately, as I said, we let it slip a little bit. I think we deserved a little better fate than we got, but again, we got to learn how to put that game away, or at least get into overtime and see what happens. So a little disappointing at the end, but as I said, for the most part, I thought it was a pretty good game.
And Josh, you missed Friday. You're back in Saturday. How'd you feel?
I felt good. I mean, first goal's 1,000,000% my fault. I turn it over. I mean, Boris. I mean, obviously, it's not expecting a shot because I usually don't do that there. But I mean, I saw Facebook. I mean, everybody here probably saw what people are posting on there. People make mistakes. We're all human. Like, I make mistakes. He's gonna make mistakes. You might say the wrong name. Like, people coming after our goalie, who's literally the best goalie in the league, in my opinion. And I've been in this league for 5 years. I think that's got to stop. To be honest, I'm gonna have my goalies back. And if you're a real fan to this team, you should have his back too, in my opinion. So, I mean, people can say what they want about, like, he made a mistake, okay? Everyone comes in the room afterwards, and we have a mature team. We have one of the oldest teams in the league. There's almost no rookies. Everyone, all 5 guys on the ice, including, well, I guess 6 with Boris, are putting their hands in the air saying it's my fault. So no one's coming in the room afterwards and pointing the finger at Boris, like blaming him for, I mean, mistakes happen. So, I mean, Hanley was the first one, came in the room, put his hand in the air, and he said, my bad for the last goal. Like, no one's looking at one guy on our team, pointing the finger, like blaming whoever. So, I mean, I don't know. We would appreciate it if people didn't say that stuff online. I understand, like, emotions are high. People are going to get upset and say whatever, but, I mean, we have Boris's back, and if you're a real fan, we think you should too. So, there we go.
Because, you know, just to jump on what he said, like I said, the game of hockey, game of sports, is about a game of mistakes. And as I said, like, you know, everybody makes them. And unfortunately, the other night it was just at a time where you know, we couldn't respond back. But it happens all the time. And as I said, as he said in the dressing room, I know guys stand up and feel bad because you know they made that mistake, and you know, one mistake in the first or second or whatever. And as I said, it was just an inopportune time. And as I said, you know, those things happen, and we got to move on.
Coach, hearing that, I think that speaks to the group you have.
Well, yeah, that's why, as I said, it's starting to build here again, and we've, you know, hashed this out quite a bit so far. As I said, we're taking strides. Are we where we want to be? No, but we're taking strides, and some years it just takes longer than others. And I always say, let's just get to the dance, and we'll figure out after once you get to the dance. So I've been on teams that. My last year in Salt Lake, we ended up in 6th overall and won the championship. And because, you know, we got to the dance, but we put it together when we had to put it together. And you don't have to put it together the first 20 games. But, you know, we've got to start putting it together a little bit more each week, each game, and you know, get to that dance, and then we'll move on from there.
Very well said there. Anything else you'd like to say about that third game or the week?
Yeah, I mean, the whole week, you know, there was a lot of positives. There was some obviously negatives there a little bit, but there always is. And as I said, I feel good. You know, we got a couple of new guys in, and I think they're going to help us. And as I said, and just the group, and you know, we got to get healthy again. You know, we've had some sickness, but that's not excuses. But we're starting to get to where, you know, we're starting to feel good about ourselves, and as I said, hopefully, you know, this weekend here is going to be a big test. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun, and we play the way we can play, then we're going to be successful.
All right, we'll come back and answer some fan questions on the other side of the break. Thank you.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Coach Harry Show. Josh, got some questions for you. Got some for Coach as well. This is an interesting one. I've got 4 pages here, and I think this one stuck out the most. Do you have a girlfriend?
Do you have a girlfriend?
I hope the warden's not watching this. This could get really interesting here. But
that's phenomenal.
To answer the question, no, I do not have a girlfriend.
There we go. All right, we'll move on.
Way to put the coach on the hot seat there.
Sorry. Yeah, it's his fault.
Yeah, I better call her. No, I don't.
All right.
For some reason, I think she'd be upset.
I would say so. Okay, good question here. So it's National Bird Day today, which I did not know. And this question is, what is your favorite bird? I'm going to go with a cardinal because it's the state bird in North Carolina. You guys go from there.
Blue jay.
I was going to say Blue Jay as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you know that today's national
We're
bird?
both Canadian, so
We got a red
the
bird
Blue
and a blue
Jays,
bird.
Blue Jays World Series 2026, 2027.
Okay. All right. This one says, who is your favorite retired NHL defenseman?
Retired? Bobby Orr. Pretty easy guess.
Yeah, it's not even close.
That's a good pick there. This one says, how often do you get asked how tall you are? And how tall are you, bud?
Every single day. Almost every conversation if I haven't spoken to them before. And I'm 6'6".
There we go. Coach, one that we've done before, how are the stars chosen, during the game? I think we've covered that one, but it changes venue to venue,
Right.
and off-ice officials are typically involved there, sometimes media. This says, Josh, what is your favorite thing in Winston-Salem so far?
My favorite thing would be, so I go to a lot of sporting events. I've been to a Panthers game. It's not a Winston-Salem, but I've been to a Panthers game. I've been to the Hurricanes game. But I would say going to Wake Forest, sporting events is pretty fun. I've been to a football game. I've been to a couple of basketball games. So, any kind of sporting event, whether it's minor hockey kids playing or the pros playing, I like watching it. So.
Coach, this is more for you here, and it has to do with the goalie change that Blue Ridge had there after the first period when it was 5-1. They put the same goalie back in after 3 minutes of him. That whole. What did you make of that? That seemed kind of weird to me because it seemed like if you were going to lift him, you just lift him for the whole night. And do you have any thoughts on that?
I've done some weird things over the years with goalies. Just from the standpoint of you're trying to maybe change the momentum. You're trying to change something. And the 1 year there, I changed the goalie 5 shifts in a row. And everybody in the building, we're in the visiting building too, and they were going bananas. And so it kind of changed the momentum, and everyone was like, as I said, their players were looking why you keep changing? I just thought, well, I don't know why I did it. I just had a feeling that we got to change it. So sometimes you do those things, as I said, just to get maybe a little different flavor or change the momentum a little bit. And as I said, I don't know if you'd want to change them 5 times in a row, but I've only did that once, and so that's enough.
Coach, this one's for you. Do you need a refill of gum, or are you going to be out after this
No,
weekend?
you know what? I've got a lot of people who've got me gum, and I appreciate it. And as right now, if I looked in my drawer, I'm going to have to chew for a couple of years, I think. So, but when I do get low, it moves pretty fast. So when I do get low, I'll ask.
Josh, what's your favorite color?
Yellow.
Yellow. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's what we should start putting the defense in yellow.
Maybe. Interesting.
No, that's the injury jersey. We don't want to put that one back on again.
Coach, pretty cool question here, I think. We saw, Joe Kennedy and Josh Keplinger come back out of retirement just temporarily. They played, last few weeks, and was great to see them. Similar question here about Peter, who you've already mentioned here in the show. Would you, like to see him come back for a game or two, or?
Well, you never know. And actually, he got a call. It was actually Christmas Day, and unfortunately, it was 4:00 in the morning because he was in Czechoslovakia. So it was a little hard to. We text each other after that, but you never know. He's the kind of guy that he's still skating, and but he's working, and so as I said, I'd like to say maybe not, but you never know.
Happy 60th birthday to Thomas, it says.
Hey.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay. That's great.
One of our loyal supporters.
Exactly.
He's here a lot, and he goes to all the games, and as I said, we appreciate the support.
That's really cool. It's always hard to trust birthdays coming from that table. You never really know. Never really know.
there's a lot of problems at that table. As I said, we love the support, but there's some trouble there, and I won't mention any names or look at anybody, but there's some trouble.
Any pregame ritual or superstition, Josh, that you have?
Not really. I mean, I don't think I do anything the same like from day to day. The photographer was saying that she wants to get a little camera to put on me for my game day routine because I'm always running around the rink doing something.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't really do anything the same. I guess just not wearing a helmet in warm-ups is kind of the only thing because there's only 2 leagues in the world you can do it. So I mean, if you get the chance not to do it, then that's probably
cool.
about it.
Yeah, pretty
There's
cool.
probably some things that he doesn't realize that he does, but he does.
There might, there probably is, but like, if I think about it, like, I don't eat the same thing every day. Like, I don't nap at the same time, like something like that. Sometimes I have tape on my stick. Sometimes I don't have tape on my stick. Like, I really don't have anything like specific that I do all the time.
Okay. Who inspired you to start playing hockey?
My cousin did growing up. He played hockey, and then like one of my uncles played hockey, and then another one of my cousins played hockey. So it was probably them. But I wasn't like I was really bad, honestly, as a kid. Like I just played like the lowest level of hockey, like growing up. I was more of a soccer kid, and then kind of converted over at I don't even know what age it would have been, but I've been playing for 18 years now, so it's been quite a while.
Wow. Who's the best chirper on the team?
Chirper? Honestly, our bench is pretty quiet, to be honest. Like, no one's really ever chirping. Like, I only really hear the D. And I would give it to Dobles, honestly. When he was here, he was pretty funny. He had, like, some, like, sneaky one-liners. Because he's a pretty quiet guy, but he could get you going.
Okay.
He's got to move down to the forwards. There's some
a little more active over there.
There's a little more activity.
The
There's a little more activity down there.
Do not talk on the bench. Like, we're all, me and Farmer are probably the only ones that, like, kind of talk to one another, kind of joking around, but everybody else is, like, zoned in the whole time.
Do you have any hidden talents?
No.
Same.
Not even close.
That's also how
what
how
you
I
see
would
is what you
answer-
get.
yeah, that's how I would answer that one. And then this question just says, what does it mean playing in front of these Thunderbirds fans? I know that you sort of alluded to and talked about it earlier, but if you can, just speak about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great. Like, this is the only place I've ever played in my life where cowbells are like the biggest thing in the world down here. Even when I was in like Columbus for the year, like the cowbells were kind of a thing, but like you really hear it in our rink. I don't know if it's like because the rink's a little smaller, because like every single person has 5 of them at all times, but like it's really loud in our rink. And I mean, I understand, like I've seen like that the attendance numbers haven't been this year what it is as in past years, but I mean, maybe I haven't played here for a while, but it is like loud in there. So I mean, if people are complaining that like the attendance aren't what it is, what it was supposed to be, or whatever they think it should be, like you really don't notice it when you're on the ice because it's so loud. Like a hit, it's loud. A goal, you can't think straight. Like there's so many different aspects of the game that the fans incorporate, and I mean, and we know you guys are passionate. I mean, we see it. We give the fist bumps. We hear what you guys say and stuff like that. So I mean, we're trying our best to perform for you guys, and we just appreciate you guys being there every time. So
the other night there, someone made a comment, and they said the crowd on Friday, and they said, but did you notice how loud it was? And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I don't, but they said they've talked to a bunch of people, like even Friday night, like obviously Wednesday, huge crowd, and Saturday was big, but like even Friday with maybe not as big a crowd, the atmosphere never changes here, and that's one of the things where, when guys come here, they love to play here.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one more question, but I'm going to save it for our next segment because it has to do with Binghamton, who's coming into town this week.
Okay.
So we'll step aside and then come back and talk about the games coming up against Binghamton. Thanks.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coach Harry Show for our final segment of the night. Kendall, Grayson, Coach Harry, and Josh Labelle with us tonight. Thank you. Coach, we always preview the next games coming up, and obviously these are 2 that you circle on the calendar when you get the schedule. Same, with the one that we had after Thanksgiving. But It's the two-time defending champions, a team that obviously the Thunderbird's very familiar with coming to town. And once again, they're rolling, they're the top. And, what's it going to take to get 2 wins here?
Well, every time we play them, it's always good games. They've got a great team. Josh probably saw them in the last couple of years more than I have. But every time we play them, they've always been great battles, and they play hard. They play the game the way it should be played, and we're going to have to be ready. And I'm looking forward to the test. You can ask Josh, like we talked about it before, to win 7-1 or anything like that, or to play a team that's probably not up to your standards. It's fun once in a while, but for the most time, you like to play against a team that challenges you, that you have to be on your best, and the good players relish those things. Over the years, you'll talk to a guy and he'll say, "Who do you like to play against?" Well, I like to play against this team because I score a lot of points. Well, but most guys who are really good players. That play the game for the love of the game, love to play against good teams. And then, because you measure up how good you are, and as I said, it's going to be a big test. They're going to come in hot. And as I said, I think the guys, we got 3 days to prepare here, so it should be a fun game.
Josh, that was the last question I had here on my sheet. Somebody wanted to know about playing Binghamton and your thoughts on that.
Well, I think this year I've already played them 12 times probably, because in Danbury every season we played them, I think 16 times last year, 16 times the year before that. I think it's 16 again on the schedule for this season for them. So we play a lot of Binghamton. We see them every other weekend, it seems like. So played them a lot the few years, have not been on the best side of those games, that's for sure. But like Coach said, they just play the right way. And everyone, and if you're a true sports fan, I think it's best if you like seeing best on best. Yep. So, I think it's way more entertaining when you have a good team like that coming into town than teams like maybe in previous years that have been here like to watch play, because, they got some good talent on their team. So it should be a good weekend. I think we match up well versus them, and Coach will have us ready to go by Friday.
Yeah. And Coach, I always give you the last word here if you like anything to say, but I'd like you to touch on Josh as a player, somebody that wasn't with us in camp. You added him during the season, and he's been very good for you.
Well, he's a big part of our team. He plays in all situations, and he's a veteran, and he knows how to handle himself. And as I said, he's good in the locker room, and just his presence out there. He's cool, calm, and collected, and plays the game the right way. And we're going to need him down the stretch here to play the way he can play, to give us a boost all the time. And if he does that, then that's what we're looking for. And as I said, he lived with. I knew the character of the guy because he lived with my son for a little while in Watertown, and Andrew told me about he was a character guy, and so that's one of the things we always talk about, character, and that's what we needed. And as I said, the good hockey player, the very good hockey player is a bonus for us, because as I said, he brings that along too. So we're going to need him down the stretch, and he's going to have a lot of work for him.
Anything else? All good?
No, I just can't wait. It should be a fun weekend. Can't wait for everybody. I know we got special nights or something. I think we got a Jersey night.
The Novot nights on Saturday.
Novot nights on Saturday, and then Friday's just.
Friday's a pirate night is the promotion. Yeah, so that'll be fun. We'll see what happens.
Coach
there.
might only have one little patch over the one eye, and
we'll see.
Okay. And just to let the warden know, no, I don't have a girlfriend. Okay.
That's why he's going to have the patch over his eye.
If I have a patch over my eye, she didn't like the answer, I guess. I'm not sure. But,
I'm sorry.
But looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to Friday. Thanks for everybody coming.
You for having me.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you so much.